Yes, welcome to the Pharmacy Professional Community Town Hall meeting. We're going to go through just a couple of things today, mostly looking at a review of our organizational structure. I know that's probably a repeat for some folks, but I think it's good just to refresher overall. We'll look at some membership stats, our upcoming PROG meeting, some upcoming things for 2025 and getting more involved. And then we'll have some time for discussion. So I always say, welcome back to Team Awesome. I think pharmacists, we know we do a lot. We're jack of all trades, love our teams, love our patients. And so pharmacy community, I'd call us Team Awesome. So welcome back. This is just a quick overview. I think a lot of us are probably seen this and are familiar with this illustration of the ISHLT organizational membership. So at the core, you have the board, the ISHLT board, which is this inner circle. You have a leadership advisory forum. One of our members of the pharmacy community, Patricia, is on the leadership advisory forum. You have a research committee, a publications committee, the early career and training committee, educations committee. And then out of here, you have your interdisciplinary networks, as well as your professional communities on the outside. And so essentially those within the professional communities are what make up all of ISHLT, but then those individuals have core roles that serve within the committee memberships that go further in. We have a couple of pharmacists, which we'll highlight going forward, who are in those roles we mentioned earlier, Patricia, and I think and Haifa, as well as in that inner core structure, and Mike as well. Lots of pharmacists. And if there's hands, can Juliet or somebody just show me, because my notification doesn't always come up. The interdisciplinary networks, each of these is basically made up of members of each of the professional communities. And I'll have another slide that shows the pharmacists who serve on the IDNs, but there's 4 interdisciplinary network steering committees. There's an advanced heart failure one, an advanced lung failure one, mechanical circulatory support, and then a pulmonary vascular disease. And members from different professional communities, so this outside here, cardiology, pathology, surgery, pharmacy, peds, they all serve on this. Certain members serve on those steering committees of the interdisciplinary networks. And so for the pharmacists who are serving on the interdisciplinary networks, currently it's Haifa, who serves for the advanced heart failure, IDN Faye, who's for advanced lung failure, myself, who's on the pulmonary vascular disease, Amanda, who's been on the mechanical circulatory support, and then Tara, who's been on an early career. And then so that's our interdisciplinary networks. We have as well our professional communities, and these are all the professional communities listed here. There's one for anesthesia, critical care, cardiology, cardiac surgery, infectious disease, nursing, pathology, pediatrics, pharmacy. I'd say, can I get a shout out? Because that's who we are, and that's our town hall today. Pulmonology, and then research and immunology are all professional communities that exist. So our pharmacy PC is comprised of the 4 IDN representatives plus our early career trainee committee representative, and then our pharmacy representative to the leadership advisory forum, which is Patricia. That's kind of the overall organization. These are the pharmacy community representatives. So essentially you could think of us seeing our names earlier on the slides to the IDNs. We are on the pharmacy professional community representatives essentially. And so we can see Haifa, Faye, Amanda, Tara, and Patricia. And then just knowing that we're going to be undergoing a shift. And so incoming Tara is actually going to be serving as the advanced heart failure interdisciplinary network steering committee representative. And then Bailey will be serving as the incoming early career and trainee committee representative. And then Haifa will be serving in our board of directors. Patricia is still in our leadership advisory forum position. So that's just a quick overview of the organizational structure. We'll shift to PROG, since that's just a couple of months away, where we'll have our 2024 annual meeting for ISHLT. And we're going to go through you're going to have a pharmacy PC reception. We're planning a happy hour as well. We've highlighted some of what are going to be the top pharmacy sessions for you, and then when are the interdisciplinary meetings occurring. So here's just an example of the schedule. So for interdisciplinary networks, these are the 4 meetings located on the top half of this graph. And this is going to consist of mechanical circulatory support, pulmonary, advanced heart failure, advanced lung. These are the times, the days that they're happening, and the times and locations. So happy to share this with individual folks as well. But this is recorded, so you can access it too. And then the professional community receptions for pharmacy, it will be Friday, the 12th of April at 6 p.m. And then our location where that will be occurring. And there are other professional community meetings as well, which again, you can check out and attend to. But definitely, if you're in Prague, come to ours. We're excited, looking forward to seeing everybody who's there. And then we're working on planning an additional type of get-together time outside of the professional community reception for us to interact and engage with one another. I'd like to also highlight some ways that you can be thinking about getting involved in the future. And some of our pharmacy professional community members were involved this year in the program planning committee, and I've listed their names here. So Jill, Eric, Stephen, Ed, and Bailey all assisted in serving on the program planning committee in preparation for Prague. And Bailey, I don't know if you wanted to, I know I saw you on, if you want to say a few words about anything. I'm going to advance slides. You don't have to, but I wanted to at least open the floor up.
Sure, if you want to go to the next slide, I think Steve had made, so just to kind of go into what we all did on the program planning committee, in case anybody is offered or invited to do so next year, wants to in the future. There are kind of 2 main activities. So split between all of the different sections, which is MCS, and then heart is split into pre and post, lung, PVD. We build symposiums. So a lot of that has already been created by other members who have submitted symposia to the overall organization. Those are reviewed beforehand, and then the top ones are sent to the program planning committee, who then kind of looks through them and takes bits and pieces of them to build the whole program for ISHLT annual conference. So that takes a lot of time between each individual section, and then everybody comes together and puts it all together with all of the different sections of ISHLT, which was a pretty cool experience. So it's a lot of planning and working with people all over the world of different levels in their career. And then the other side of that is abstract sessions. So people who submitted abstracts for either posters or that can get accepted as mini oral presentations, we review those as well and kind of piece them together into different categories so that the overall meeting is well-rounded and you have opportunities to see all of these great presentations that people have put together. So our role as pharmacists is obviously to advocate for our profession and to include pharmacists in the symposia. So a lot of times the symposia are submitted and they may not have a pharmacist speaker on them. So if there's a drug-related category, we all try to advocate to have a pharmacist speak for us during that symposia. And then also medication-related content. So making sure that if it fits into the symposia, we do have sections on medications or pharmacology or some background. And then the last part is the 3 Gs. So balancing the generation, so having people earlier in their career, later in their career involved, gender, so both men and women involved in symposia for talking and giving speaking. And then geographically is the last G, so making sure that we get people from all over the world, which is the whole point of ISHLT, making sure all of that is well balanced throughout the symposia. So it's a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I know, like my group, met every week. I'm sure that's kind of how everybody's went, and it was very interesting to get to know everybody and kind of put everything together.
If I can. Did you want me to pull this up and?
Yeah, so we also put some slides together for people who are going to be at Prague so that you could put together the best program for you. So there's this online program viewer that you can get to from the website. It's pretty easy to navigate to. And if you scroll down, Amy, you can see you can browse by day, you can browse by primary core therapy. So if you're interested in something in specifically, symposia, you can also go by pharmacy. So if you're interested in talks that are specifically aimed at pharmacists or cardiology, you can do that as well. These are still being built currently, but the recommendations from the people who were on program planning committee will be put into like the browse by primary practice area. So it's a good way to kind of look in advance, because you definitely want to plan out your day before going to see what you want to do there and what you want to visit. And then there should be an app, I believe, also coming out where you can organize your schedule and put it together on your phone, which is also super convenient while you're there, because it'll remind you like when sessions are coming up, and it can be imported directly into your calendar, which I thought was a really nice feature, so you didn't miss a session that you wanted to go to. But that's all on this. And then, yeah, browse by primary practice area. And we did put some sessions together for you guys for pharmacists. So these are some highlights that have pretty good pharmacology involved in them. You can see it's pretty packed on the Friday with sessions, so lots of symposia that involve pharmacists. Most of these sessions do have a pharmacist giving a talk. Some of them just have pharmacy-oriented sessions. And then you can see the poster session for ID and the poster session for pharmacy have a lot of pharmacy-involved things. So I won't read them all here, but if you want to go back and review the slides or this presentation, you'll be able to see them all to help start building your days in Prague.
Start planning now, right? There's so much information, it's great. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about the Prague and the upcoming meeting. And it is amazing. If you haven't been before, if you have been before, I hope you're going back. But there's just so much information, there's so much great networking, there's so many ideas that you get by going to the sessions, by going to the posters, by interacting and engaging with other pharmacists, other physicians, other ancillary health staff, or providers. And I think it'll be really good. So if you have questions on anything, again, the link is in here. You can also find it on the ISHLT website, which I'll pull up in a little bit because it's brand new and I want to show everybody. But yeah, if you have questions on how to navigate anything, just reach out. We're happy to help guide. A couple things for those who may be interested in becoming more involved in the pharmacy PC, there is definitely opportunities for involvement. I know you might be like, I don't know where to start. There's a couple ways. We're going to be sending out our annual survey to our pharmacy PC, where we just collect, it's a basically like a little survey form where we collect information about you, what you're interested in. And we actually use that when we're picking speakers for the annual meeting and planning for pharmacy webinars, and other opportunities that do come up. So that's one thing, is fill that out. There's also been some emails going around about being a social media share at ISHLT 2024. So if you can't find those, reach out. I can send them to you. Juliet can also probably assist with that. But there's ways for you to, be sharing what you're knowing and learning at Prague. Another big thing, which I'll spend a few minutes on, is symposia submission. So this is actually probably one of the ways to get involved. The easiest is to actually submit a symposia for the ISHLT 2025 meeting. You can sign up to be an abstract reviewer, and you can also submit an abstract. And then there's other things with the standard and guidelines documents and webinars ideas, as those will be changing, and we have a new journal. So just a few things. So this is kind of like an annual, I call this like our working timeline, and I've shifted it around, but you can see where we are is we're in a season of a lot of webinars happening. In fact, we just had our pharmacy webinar. We did it collaboratively with the ID infectious disease pharmacy professional community. We're about to do a second one with them in a week or two now. And we've been doing Mythbusters about ID topics. So if you are on the website, which I'll show you in a little bit, you can find out and how to sign up. They're available to members, and then they're recorded and they go on the ISHLT YouTube site. There'll be March and April is pretty much heavy annual meeting preparation, and then the annual meeting occurring. And then May, we kind of reset the cycle. So we'll be looking at developing, it's heavy development of symposium ideas. The symposium proposals are due the end of June. So if you want to be a part of that, our pharmacy community usually is, we work together to actually help build symposia. And then we also collaborate with our, we don't collaborate, but we will then take those to the different interdisciplinary networks to help get them reviewed and make sure there's not a lot of duplication. So a lot of opportunity to collaborate, to work with each other during May and June. And so if you're wanting to get involved, you don't know how to do symposia submission, reach out, we can guide you through that. And then you can see through the end of the year, what is going on. But we're just in this phase here, and I wanted to just highlight kind of where we are as leading up to the annual meeting. But be thinking, because right after it finishes, it all resets, and there's the opportunity to get involved with symposia and abstract reviewers and other things coming. So, and also submitting webinar ideas, because that's newer. I mentioned briefly our community webinar. So we had our pharmacy ID one in January, and it was very well attended. We have a great number of ISHLT YouTube views also. That's awesome. And then we have another one, February 27th at 12 p.m. So if you haven't registered, sign up. If you don't know where to go, reach out. I can direct you to that. But that is another, it's kind of like part 2 of Mythbusters for transplant, infectious disease, and pharmacy topics. And so hopefully we can see you all there. So I mentioned briefly submitting a symposium. If you've done this, great. I hope you're thinking and planning to do it again. If you haven't done it, please don't shy away from the opportunity. It's a great way to get involved and not only get that experience, but also meet other pharmacists and other people, physicians who are part of ISHLT. So just so you know, there's ISHLT themselves actually gives you, they decide the number and how long each symposium session will be at the 2025 annual meeting. The submitters are then you will then organize your ideas into topic lectures. Love creative titles. They love creative titles for the lectures themselves and also for the symposia. So basically we can kind of we know, well, there's going to be 40 symposia submitted. We're going to go ahead and, I'm going to submit a couple to that. So how do you do this though? Well, the best way is to get an idea. And how do you get an idea? Well, you're going to get a lot of ideas at annual meeting. I can tell you, write them down. Whether if it's in your phone, you have a note app where you're taking notes, or if you have a little notebook you like to keep, go around, ask your providers, like, what are some novel things that you would want answers to? Think about yourself, like, what is it I don't know that I want to know? And so that's the best place to start with, just generating ideas, is like, what do I need to know that I don't know currently? And then when you're designing your symposium, you're going to have an overarching theme for it. And then you'll have different sections that you'll divide it into. So you may have 3 or 4 different lectures that are about 10 minutes each, and that cover a topic within that symposium. And then you'll create titles, and then you'll select your speaker and your moderators. And there's a lot of collaboration that goes into this. And then you'll have the submission process itself. Don't wait till the submission deadline, because it will just be too much pressure. So there's a couple of aspects to it. One I can say is become very familiar with ISHLT and ISHLT Connect. Only an ISHLT member can submit an actual symposia proposal, so just be mindful of that. And then be mindful of the timeline. And again, ishlt.org, there's going to be a 2025 conference page that gets put up, which will have like a frequently asked questions. There'll be templates for the symposia types. They'll have a resource tips and frequently asked questions. And there's even a full page, like a full PDF submission guide that they put up there. So, and then ask your pharmacy professional community, like, partner with us. We can partner with you on this. It's a very rewarding process, and it's a great way to get involved. So the other thing is, and before I go to the actual site is collaborate with your professional community and your interdisciplinary network, ask them to review. But the also pay attention to word limits. This gets me every single time. There's actually word limits for describing your overall symposia topic as well as your individual lectures. And it's actually basically just a few sentences. So you'll want to write like a paragraph about your the ideas that you're developing, but realize that you're going to really only have a few, so you're going to have to trim back. And then don't wait till the last minute to submit, and do not underestimate your potential, because you might think like, oh, I've never done this before, I can't do it. You absolutely can. You have an idea, you're in the profession for a reason, and I'm sure you have something to contribute. And ask questions. Our ISHLT staff, they're all awesome, and they will always prioritize your needs. So before I go to other news, I want to show you really quick the ISHLT website and how to get to Connect, which is wonderful because you can now whoops, I just went to the annual meeting and I did not want to do that. Sorry for the quick slip up. Okay, so this is the new ISHLT website. It looks completely different. It's awesome. It's amazing. Get to know it. Here's your annual meeting tab for 2024. Future dates, you'll see eventually. There's other conferences lined up, but that's where you'll see in the 2025 site. Here's all the education publications where you can get to. Here's our official, the journal, and then the newest JHLT Open Journal. There's podcasts, there's journal watches. Here's where you go to standard and guidelines, registrations, monographs, other things. Here's your grants and awards section where you can apply for research grants, travel awards, achievement awards, the foundation, scientific abstracts. Get involved. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. So here's our professional community. So if you go check us out, you can click on it. And you can see all about us. If you want to go to ISHLT Connect, you can get it from here, but you can also get it here. So I am a big fan of ISHLT Connect. And the nice thing is now you don't have to be a member to actually access it. So there's a member and a non-member access to it, which is great. But when you guys are planning your symposiums, all I can tell you is, oh, let me put in my stuff. If I remember it. You're going to use this to plan your symposiums because you can look everybody up, and it's not letting me in there. Maybe I put in my wrong password. I'll try once more. If not, I'm not going to waste your time. Oh, it took me in. Okay. So here's where you can, there's a job board, there's a directory. And this directory here is where you can pretty much search anyone. So let's say you're planning a symposium and you go on PubMed and you're PubMeding your topic and you see somebody's name and you're like, oh, I want to see if they're a member. You can just like go look them up. So you can be like, oh, well, Steve, I'm just throwing a name in. I don't actually have anything. You can search it by community type if you want, or community name. So I could search for like a pharmacist if I wanted, like Steve and all the pharmacy community. And like, I'll see, oh, well, Stephen is here. Okay, great. But if you wanted an ID physician, like you can tailor it. So becoming familiar with ISHLT Connect for planning symposium is great because you're going to want to pick speakers. You're going to want to put down moderators and speakers who are members because they're going to be more likely to get chosen. And so that's why when you're planning your talks and your titles, talking to your pharmacy from PC, talking to the IDNs is going to be very important because you can help collect and select speakers who are going to be ISHLT members. So would you like to, does anybody have any questions before I go back to my slides? Other new slides. I have a few in the chat. Let me see. Okay. Okay, other news. I already went through the ISHLT website. I went through the ISHLT Connect. The great thing is ISHLT non-members can access now. JHLT Open is the new journal. So just be aware that you can submit there and also to the Open. Mike Shulo is the incoming chair of the POC. Heifa is going to be going on the board. Ed Horn is on the Grants and Awards Committee. So all I'm saying is there's lots of opportunities to get involved, and you may not know where to start, but just start somewhere. Start with signing the survey, volunteering to be abstract reviewers, submitting symposia. That's really the best way to get involved. And the opportunities are endless. So these are just a couple of statistic slides. Our multidisciplinary membership for all of ISHLT, you can see pharmacists make up about 4%, but I would have to say we're a pretty mighty bunch. And I think everybody would agree that that 4% does a lot of great things. And this is a breakdown of the interdisciplinary networks, and you can see all of ISHLT, and then the pharmacy PC is the orange bar. So you can see, again, great representation across the interdisciplinary networks from the pharmacy side of things. And so I think we have a lot to be proud of. Looking at our trends, this is just the overall change in the number of pharmacists in the professional community. You can see we're down from 2022 to 2023, just a couple of members, but again, I think our denominator is a little bit smaller compared to some of the other sections. So hoping to retain and grow. And then this is a new thing that was implemented, just to highlight, is the performance of dues based off of the economy and the non-physician categories. And so you can see over here that the implementation of this program has really been successful for removing some barriers, what would be considered financial barriers to overall participation in ISHLT's members. You can see North America makes up about 75, not quite 75%. And then the rest is split up between Europe, Oceania, Africa, South America, Middle East. And it's exciting because I think this non-North American group continues to grow, and it's so cool, like, to be on calls where you're working with people who are in Europe and Australia at the same time, like we have on this call. And it's really rewarding, and it's really awesome to be thinking that people in other parts of the world are doing the same thing that we're doing, and also to have that collaboration and ask, like, hey, how do you do it over there? What do you guys have there? It enhances patient care. It enhances, I think, our approach to the profession, and I think it advances what we're doing. So I'm listing here our contact. If you guys have questions, we are always available, happy to answer ways that you can get involved. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I'd love to open it up for discussion and questions. I can go back to the website if people want or need, but I'm going to stop screen sharing so I can see everybody. There's a few things in the chat too.
Amy, can we put some of the new faces on the spot and ask them to introduce themselves and
yeah. We can start with, I don't know what the order is, but who wants to start? I don't want to volunteer anyone.
Hi, my name's Maddie. Sorry, I don't have a camera on this computer, but I'm the lung transplant pharmacist, or one of them, at Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, welcome.
How can ISHLT help you? What would you love to see?
Well, I've actually been working on getting more involved. I was invited to speak in Prague, and then I was just invited to be on the planning committee for 2025. So I'm looking forward to meeting people there and getting to kind of build my network of other lung transplant pharmacists, for sure. And I mean, everyone too, but.
That's awesome. It's really, really nice to meet you here. Who else do we have? Heidi? I don't want to call on anyone.
Hi, my name is Fiona. Sorry, the camera is not working. I'm a pharmacist at the University Hospital in Vienna. Currently on maternity leave, but I'm looking forward to join the cardiosurgery team once I'm back. And I really want to thank you all for the invitation to join this meeting and to get to know the opportunities the organization has for pharmacists.
Thank you for joining this meeting. It's so important. I'm Greg Schultz. I'm CEO of ISHLT in Chicago. And I will say that the number one, number two, and number three question that we get is, how do I get more involved? And how do I meet people? And so this is one of those ways. This is the starting point, and hopefully you can come to Vienna I'd like to come to Vienna, or come to Prague, or the meeting in 2025 in Boston. Come to the pharmacy PC community. This is this is a great group of people, it really is.
Thank you.
Fiona deserves great credit. It's 11:30 in Vienna and she's on maternity leave.
Oh,
Wow.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
hey everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, I can hear you,
Megan.
Jill.
Yes, I'm Jill Bennett. So pharmacist, long history in hospital clinical pharmacy, particularly in infectious disease and antimicrobial stewardship. And I'm now in the fungal industry. So obviously working with immunocompromised patient populations, both solid organ transplants and immunocompromised patients. And I believe I ended up finding my way to this through that ISHLT Connect opportunity to, I don't know, it came my way via email, signed up and came my way via email. And so wanted to hear more about this. I signed on to the ID one the other day to listen to what was going to be going on in Prague. And then yours too, to be connected to my group of people, the pharmacy people, and hear what you're talking about, and particularly, as it relates to or any topics that might relate to fungal disease, invasive fungal infections.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, this is great.
Maybe I can go ahead.
Yes.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. My name is Nathalie Chateauvert. I'm from Quebec City, Canada. I'm a clinician pharmacist in heart transplants since long years now. I will be in Prague. It's going to be a pleasure for me to meet you and to assist of a conference of pharmacists on pharmaceutical topics. And maybe eventually I would be interested in collaborate in the ISHL team. My English is not perfect, but I do understand pretty well. So maybe I can collaborate and share something. I will have an abstract poster at the poster session on infection, CMV infection. So it's going to be a pleasure for me to maybe meet you at this moment.
Wonderful.
That's awesome. It's so fun because I recognize names from like working on sessions, symposium sessions. So it's really fun to like be putting faces with names. I'm so excited to get to see people in Prague. Megan, I know you were gonna go earlier. I'm not gonna call you out, but I'm gonna call you
Oh,
out.
that's perfect. I appreciate that.
Plus we're Pete's people, so.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Megan Green. I am a pediatric clinical pharmacist at Children's Hospital Colorado in Denver. I've been working in this role for about going on 4 years now, and I'm outpatient cardiology. So I work about maybe 30 to 50% of my time is with heart transplant. Spend a lot of time with the pulmonary hypertension group too. So, with ISHLT being in Denver last year, I got to go very easily, and it really hooked me, and I loved all the programming, and was a poster discussant and really enjoyed that role. And so this year I was invited to be a presenter at the PEDS, like the PEDS Academy the day before the Prague meeting starts. So I'm excited to get to, be involved and continue to kind of see what ISHLT is all about. But thanks, Amy, for inviting me to join this town hall. I think it's a great way to kind of learn more about this sub-community of pharmacists. It's nice to meet you all.
I'm so glad you joined. Plus, I appreciate the Pete support. We're a small subset.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, you say pharmacy is a small world, well, pizza is even smaller, and it's literally no pun intended, so. Anyways, let's see, who else is here that we would want to meet or at least chat?
Hi, it's Victoria. I can go next.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little late. Sorry, patient care.
So good.
My name's Victoria Reams. I am the current adult heart and lung transplant pharmacist at UF Health Shands. I've been in this role for about a year and a half now. And I will be in Prague and I'll be co-moderating one of the sessions. So I'm looking forward to that and kind of continuing to be involved with the organization.
I'm so glad you joined. Yeah, this is awesome. Who else? Let's see.
I can go if you want.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you
Okay.
I go first? Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Asbjørn Lundan. I'm a cardiothoracic transplant pharmacist working in Oslo, Norway. And I was at ISHT last year, so I think I met some of you there at least. I think we went to a bar as well. This was quite nice. And I'm also going to be presenting in Prague at a seminar, which is going to be about getting creative with immunosuppression, maintenance immunosuppression. So I hope I'll see you there.
We'll look forward to it. Jade, you were gonna go too?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Jade Kozak, and I'm a transplant pharmacist at UC San Diego in California. I do heart transplant, lung transplant, and also MCS. I work in both the inpatient and clinic settings. And I will also be in Prague. I'm presenting on our protocols for prophylactic treatment of HCV and our HCV positive
Awesome. I love how everybody's like already involved. What's cool to me is that with so many different people like in different disciplines, I feel like we could have a lot of great symposium submissions next year. So, let's see. Did Hannah and Robbie go yet? Oh, I think you're on mute, Robbie.
I haven't gone yet. Can you hear me?
Hannah and
Can you hear
Robbie.
me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay, thank you. We're going to keep playing this game, I feel like. So hi, my name's Hannah. I'm one of the abdominal transplant pharmacists at OHSU here in Portland, Oregon, but I also cross-cover the heart transplant side of things, which is heart and lung is really kind of where my passion lies. So I'm trying to just stay involved and interested in all the things that are going on with this group. So excited to be here.
Great.
Wonderful.
Okay, I'll try
Robbie?
again.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robbie. I'm a lung transplant pharmacist from Vancouver, Canada. And I'm actually temporarily on leave of absence from clinical work. I'm completing a PhD at UBC in regulatory T-cell engineering for cell therapy. So hopefully in the future, we can use those in addition to our medications. And I have 2 posters at ISHLT, but I won't be going this year, student budget. But hopefully I'll see you all in Boston next year.
Yes, definitely hope to see everybody in Boston. Did we get? Oh, there's Heidi. Heidi, did you go yet and I missed it?
No, sorry, I couldn't find my button, so I apologize.
It's okay.
It's
so nice to see you though.
Yes, I found
Yeah.
I found that button too. But I'm Heidi Brink. I am the cardiothoracic transplant pharmacist here at Nebraska Medicine. I also do MCS, and I am incredibly jealous. I am not going to Prague this year due to staffing shortages here, but I'm very excited for next year.
Well, we'll definitely collaborate afterwards again. I think that maybe the new one. I know Stephen, you're on, and I know Bailey talked briefly, but Stephen is also on the program planning committee. He's put a lot of hours into planning the program for Prague. I don't know if you wanted to say anything. You don't have to, but I want to at least acknowledge you.
Hey everyone. Yeah, so pretty much Bailey summed it up quite nicely. It is a lot of hours in the planning committee, but it was also a lot of fun as well. Probably the biggest challenge was the time zone difference, where it's either late at night or 5 or 6 in the morning, which I know you got used to in the end. But yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. And yeah, we're very happy with how it all turned out and meeting everyone. So yeah, it's great. So, and this meeting's at a good time as well. So thanks for putting it on 9 o'clock in the morning here. So
I try sometimes to, I try to sometimes think about it, but
that's
then I'm
fine.
like, oh my goodness, it's Australia and then like Europe, and you're literally like 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. like across the span. That's the cool thing about ISHLT though. You literally span the whole globe. So
I think Faye and I are the happiest of the side. I don't know if everyone else is though, but thanks for coming over.
right, and yes, and we'll see everybody in Prague. So
Yeah, I'll be
and
in
then
Prague, so we'll see most of you.
yeah, that'll be fun. And then Ed and Eric, were not able to make it either today just due to patient care stuff. So, but they've also been helping out Jill. So want to make sure they've been putting in lots of hours. Anybody else that we missed, or any else that just wants to say anything, share ideas? Well, I don't have anything else except I hope to see everybody in Prague, and I hope that we can put all of our great minds together and disciplines to put together some fantastic symposia for Boston. So start thinking now what we don't know that we would want to know. And if you have questions, you can reach out. And then Greg, I don't know if you or Juliet have anything to close out with.
Thank you for your great leadership. This has been really, really good.
Awesome. Well, don't be a stranger, reach out, get to know ISHLT, the new website. That's fantastic. Get to know the Connect page. And I'll look forward to seeing everybody in Prague who's there, and then connecting with those after. Can put together some meetings to plan some good pharmacy related symposia. So